But you just went from looking at me like you was hard eyes about me to looking at me like you would piss on my grave for $10 in a pack of Newport shorts. Like, are you really gonna embarrass me in front of God and all these people? Hello, beautiful souls. I am back. I have not been back in a minute, okay? And I know I always say I have these excuses and all this shit. Like, I'm not gonna give you one this time, okay? A lot of shit has been going on, and so I have been taking care of myself accordingly. Anybody who don't want to watch my channel because of that, I'm sorry. Find somebody else, because I'm a real human, okay? Our house got hit with COVID. Awful. And then we had a loss in the family. So life has just been a little bit crazy. Life has been a lot. And my daughter's adjusting to this loss because that was her bestie boo, you know what I'm saying? So it's just been a whole lot. But I'm back now, and we're going to talk about the situation where this man embarrassed me. I put up with a lot in my life, and it's crazy because now that I don't, people look ugly. So ugly. Let me pull out my notes because, babe, no, not there. I can't tell if these glasses are the vibe or not. I don't know. Does it give a glare? I don't know. I like them though. They're cute. They're cute. I'm cute. Okay. Oh shit. Oh my. First and foremost, please like and subscribe to the channel. Love you guys so much. I am almost to my goal of 400 at the end of the year. Okay. So please. So this is a man. I believe I named him Bo, but we're gonna name him Nigel for this. If you go back, me and Nigel have had issues. Always trying to be up under Tiffany's ass, and if you've been here before, then you know that Tiffany was the ex-best friend who just like really dogged me. Me and him, we had met at my one friend's house though, and I've named her, like I've used her actual name on this channel before, but like I don't know if she would want me to, so I'm gonna call her Katie this time. Me and Nigel again had met up when we were all at Katie's house. I feel like I touched on this before. When I met Nigel, he had shown up at my friend's house at 3 a.m. after I was really fed up watching, I think it was Guardians of the Galaxy. I was so annoyed because I was not a movie girly at the time. I was irritated and I wanted him to pick me up, but he took forever. He showed up at 3 a.m. in a tuxedo. It was just a lot. I feel like he came from a wedding, probably had a date, all this shit, man. He was knowing what I know now, you know what I mean? Hindsight is 2020, okay? Ow, that burned my tongue. I also have another story on this channel about how his roommate wanted to fight me because I don't know why it wasn't a red flag that this man was like literally rooming in an attic with a girl. I don't know why I didn't find that as a red flag, but it was so weird. They had like a blanket blocking off their sides. It was a lot. I accepted the bare minimum at the time. Like this man had me sleeping on a dog bed with like another couple. It was a lot. It was a lot, girl. I used to not value myself clearly, okay?
And well, that's why she gonna keep going through this.
Me and Nigel had gotten serious at this point. Him and I were spending several times out of the week. He would have to drive a distance. I'm gonna say like a half hour to come get me, and he would pick me up after work and we would go get food, or he would pick me up and we would go hang out with his friends, or like he would just pick me up all the time. So we would be seeing each other all the time, and I'm starting to really fall for him, okay? Listen, don't do that. First of all, don't do that. I feel like you should not. It's hard to not. It's way easier said than done, but I feel like try your best not to catch feelings until you're like, again, 3 months in. The whole 3-month rule, I love the girls who are doing that nowadays. Because girl, I was not. I was like 2 weeks in, let's get married. Yes, thank you, bye. So there came a point in time where me and Katie had decided that we were going to throw this party. We'll call it a party because we were all just going to get together and drink or whatever, but it wasn't really a party. It was just like a couple of us were getting together. And so we wanted to have people come over, and I invited Nigel and one of his friends, God rest his soul, I miss him to death to this day, and another girl who also, God rest her soul, because I think Nigel told me years later that this girl had also passed. So those two were coming, and Nigel was coming, and it was supposed to be me and Katie and her siblings, and we were all going to drink and have fun and party, whatever. We're getting to around the time that this is supposed to be happening, and I end up getting this text from this girl basically talking to me, like telling me, or not text, it wasn't a text, I can't remember if it was like a text message or if it was on Messenger. I really can't remember, but I know that I got a text from this girl basically claiming him and saying, he's mine, he ain't never gonna be with you, like he's always gonna be mine, he's never gonna move on, he's never gonna find another girl like me, like you better just stop while you're ahead, like all this stuff, like this. You know how it goes. I'm expecting this man to defend me because at this point, like me and him were locked in, like we're serious, we're hanging out all the time. He's telling me that he has feelings for me. He's introducing me to his friends. I've like been in his dad's house. It's a lot for it to not be that serious, basically. She's talking all of this mess, and then he also hits me up and is like, yeah, it's never that serious, like I didn't even want to be with you, I don't know why you're sitting here like clinging on to me. Like,
that kind of hurted me though.
Girl, distraught, because I have such terrible abandonment issues, okay? Like, I'm gonna be so honest about it. I'm not even ashamed. I had abandonment issues. Still to this day, I have abandonment issues. But back then, rampant, crazy. Would do anything for the male gaze, bitch. I'm not even gonna lie. Except for throw my friends under the bus, because a lot of bitches be like that. I ain't about to throw my friends under the bus for no man. So, mind you, I'm heated. I'm really hot. Like, I'm mad, because who are you talking to, and why are you messing with me? If you didn't want to be with me, and you had all this extra shit going on, why are we even having this conversation? Why are we even having the conversations that we've been having? Why are we even trying to build towards something? What was the point if you had a bitch the entire time? Like, be so serious. I hope this is not like super cleared out. It looks super cleared out. I'm gonna take these off. But it was abundantly clear that this man was playing with me for this girl. We're still throwing this whole shindig, okay? That scared the fuck out of me. We're still throwing this shindig. Obviously, I'm going to be there. I don't know why. Like, this shit doesn't even make any sense. Hey, Travis and Monica. Travis and Monica are coming. And then Nigel is coming with them. Well, I didn't expect Nigel to come, honestly, because we were still going to throw the thing. But if use your brain, okay? If me and you are falling out, why would you show up to my friend's house with your friend? Even because we all had become friends at this point. So Travis and Monica were still invited, but we just did not think that homeboy was going to come after he just showed his ass. You know what I mean? Why would Nigel show up if he just literally told me he didn't want to be with me and basically told me to go? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would he show up? So the day of this party comes, everybody walks in the door. Like, Travis walks in the door, Monica walks in the door. Tell me why Nigel walks in the door and looks at me shocked. Like, shocked as if, like, why are you here? Like, what are you doing here? Why would I not be at my friend's house? And if that's the case, what were your intentions of even coming? Like, and I didn't think of this at the time, but hindsight is 20/20. Again, what were your intentions if you were gonna your friend was gonna bring a girl, and it was just going to be my friend there? What were your intentions? What did you think was going to pop off? Because my friend would never do me like that. She's one of the people that I know for a fact would never do me like that. So why in the world would you think that I wasn't going to be at her house? Like, please be so serious. We make eye contact with each other, and I'm just looking at him like, ugh, this child the ghetto. He comes in, and I immediately walk up in the kitchen because, bro, bye. So I leave the room, I go up in the kitchen, and I'm in there, and I'm like cutting these pizzas that we had bought, and I pour myself another drink because, girl, what are we doing? He just lingers. He like comes in and he lingers in like the dining room, which is right by the kitchen. There's no door to, like, you know, usually there's not a door to the kitchen. He's lingering in the dining room, playing with the cats, like trying to pretend that he's just like, you know, just there doing nothing. This camera is shaking. I hope you guys can't see this, but my camera is like wobbling because I am so sorry. He ends up coming in to the kitchen, and I'm not saying anything. I'm still silently cutting these pizzas because this is awkward. Like, you're playing with this cat, and like our parts have smashed together. Like, my tongue has been down your throat. Like, you've told me that you care for me, like, and you're trying to like show up after showing out. Like, it's a lot. Why are you here? You know what I mean? Then he like starts the conversation. Can't remember what he said, but he definitely was acting like nothing ever happened. But I'm not about to do that. Like, a lot just happened, so like we're gonna talk about it, or we're not gonna talk at all.
I want to talk to Rich right now.
What are you talking about? You literally played in my face for a girl. And so we're talking, and we're sitting there, and I'm like, so what was that? Like, you need to explain yourself, because how are you even here right now? How are you literally even in my presence right now, when you were doing all that crazy stuff? Like, this is my friend's house. Like, if I want you to go, you're gonna go. He's like, no, like, it's not even like that. Like, I hung out with my ex, and I know I should have told you, but I thought her and I were cool, and I thought we were just friends, and I thought it would be okay. And she ended up taking my phone, and she ended up messaging you all that stuff. Like, she messaged you on her phone, and she messaged you on my phone. It was never me. Like, first of all, why would she feel comfortable to even touch your phone if y'all ain't doing nothing? For one, I mean, girls is crazy, but two, be for real. It goes on to say that he doesn't have any type of feelings for her, and he thought that it was gonna be okay, and it wasn't, and she just started showing out. But by the time that all of the stuff had gone down, he hadn't known what was going on. But when he figured it out, he was too embarrassed to hit me up because he thought that I had already hated him. That's like a national story for men, I think. I don't know, because I've heard that several fucking times from several different women about, like, it's just a stationary lie. Like, it's like a book. They have like a guide of how to be the worst person alive, and they flip through that shit, and then they pick it out, and then they think that it's going to be different for every single, like, it's just, I'm done. How to be a cheater 101. But at the time, listen, I was young. So my ass was like kind of relieved, because I was like, oh my god, like, he really still has feelings for me. Girl, stand the fuck up. Every time I do my makeup, my nose runs. Does anybody else have that? That's why I barely want to do my makeup anymore. Everybody, like, does anybody else have that issue? I don't know. let's keep going. So he ends up sitting on this stool and pulling me between his legs and like holding onto my waist and like telling me like he wants to be with me and I'm the girl that he wants to be with, and he would choose me in a heartbeat even though it wasn't even a choice. It wasn't no competition, all this shit. You know. All it is and no action behind it. So I look at him and I'm like, tell me you love me then. Bitch, just trying to flirt. Like, I ain't even really dead ass, but I'm just like, tell me you love me then. Cause I'm tipsy, yo. I'm like, I'm a little bit feeling myself because you just decided to choose me. First of all, ew, like the thought of you. This man dead ass says he loves me. Like, this man looks me in my eyes and tells me he loves me. And girl, he said he loved me. And girl, my abandonment issues could never. Let's go get married.
You dumb fucking bitch. I'm gonna fuck you.
And then we end up leaving the kitchen and he's like chilling by me and hit Travis and did I call her Monica? Yeah, Travis and Monica and Katie, and they're all like looking like, oh, did you two make up? Oh, you know what I mean? And so everything is cool for a while, you know what I mean? So I'm sitting here thinking I got my man back, even though I should have left him rented out. Like, I should have made that bitch pay me. Period. As we're cool for a while. We sit by each other. Everything's cool. We're having drinks, talking to each other, whatever. The night rolls on and he starts to get distant again. And it's just like, what are you doing? Like, what are we doing here? Because how are you about to be like, I love you, and then be weird to me in the same breath? Like, he was just acting super distant, super weird, like didn't want to talk, didn't want to do nothing, like he was all on his phone, probably talking to his other girl. I end up pulling him to the side and taking him up to Katie's room, and I'm sitting here looking at him and I'm just like, bro, like, what's going on? Because we were fine just 2 seconds ago and now you're being weird again. Like, you're being extra. He is mad annoyed with me. Like, this man is looking at me like I am like the scum of the earth. He's like, I don't want to have this conversation right now. I already told you I don't want to be with her. I'm going to be with you. So I don't know why we're having this conversation right now. And I'm like, cause your vibe changes. And I'm going to say something. Like, if you're my man and your vibe changes, I'm going to say something about it. He ends up, just falling asleep. Oh no, that shit's dead to the world. Oh, my foot is dead. He keeps saying he doesn't want to have this conversation now because he just wants to have a good time. He just wants to hang out. He just wants it to be like chill. And I can respect that. But you just went from looking at me like you was hard eyes about me to looking at me like you would piss on my grave for $10 in a pack of Newport shorts. So let's be real. Let's be real. What's the problem? I continue to try to have this conversation with him. And I'm trying to tell him my intentions and my feelings, because one thing about me is I am a sensitive ass person. You could call me sensitive, and I'm never gonna ever feel like you're throwing shade at me, because bitch, I am. I was born sensitive. I used to think that it was a bad thing to be sensitive because that was like how people treated me, but I'm sensitive. I want to talk shit to death. I always want to talk about everything. He literally stops me mid-sentence, cuts me off. He's like, I don't want to have this conversation right now, so we can go back downstairs. I don't want to have this conversation. I chose you. I want you. Let's go. And I'm like, first of all, the chose you and want you kind of like snap me around like, okay, all right, let's go, girl. Stand up. Oh, I forgot to mention, in this conversation, he ends up telling me he understands. Like, he was annoyed when he said this, so I don't really feel like he understood, you know what I'm saying? But he told me that he understood why I wanted to have a conversation, but that this wasn't the time or the place, because he wanted to have fun and he wanted to just party and hang out, but that he would come back over tomorrow. He told me to stay there that night at Katie's house, and he would come back over tomorrow and we could have like a conversation where we weren't drinking and we were sober and everything was fine. I was down for that. So I literally, in that very moment, I made arrangements with my mom to watch my little baby boy. Rest his soul as well, okay? So I agree. We end up going back downstairs with everybody else. Now I'm thinking, okay, he's gonna stop being weird now, and he's gonna stop being distant and being on his phone like this. And he's gonna stop being weird. And so, bro, when I tell you we go downstairs and I'm thinking we're cool, and I go to like cuddle up to him, I grab his arm, like you know how like you grab your man's arm. I go and I grab his arm, and do you know this man like shakes me off of him, like so annoyed with me. And I'm sitting here like, at the time I'm like, what the fuck did we just have the conversation that we just had? Like, did I hallucinate that? Because I could have swore I just drank. I could have swore I did not take no type of psychedelics, because we definitely just had a conversation where we were upstairs and we were talking about how you chose me and you want to be with me. So like, why can't sir? Like, I was, girl, embarrassed.
That's crazy that you left me on that stage like that.
Everybody saw this man shake me off of him like he was brushing his shoulder off. Like, are you really gonna embarrass me in front of God and all these people? what do you want, young man? The point in the night where everybody's like, okay, this is dead, because he was belligerently drunk. Like, he was incoherent. Travis and Katie had to carry him to the car. That's how incoherent, like, one person on this arm, one person on the other. Like, he was max drunk. I ended up leaving. I ended up talking to Katie that night about all of the things that me and him talked about. She even thought it was weird that he was acting the way that he was. And so I was like, you know what, it's whatever, because whenever I wake up, my man is gonna come back for me.
Stupid.
The next day, I wake up, immediately shoot him a text, and I get nothing. I get nothing back. And so I text him again. I'm like, what time are you coming, so that we can, like, have a conversation? Asking him what time he's coming over. And he's like, when did I ever say? When did I ever say that I was coming to see you? And when I tell you, this man started, like, all the way back. Rewind. All the way back, rewinding his whole ass attitude towards me. He wasn't choosing me. He was choosing this girl. All of these different things. Like, this man literally started going off again and acting fucking crazy. And there was a situation that happened after this that was wild, but that's a whole different story for a different day. But this man absolutely embarrassed the shit out of me in front of my friends. There's probably gonna be a part 2 to this, because it gets worse. It gets much, much worse. But that is just the start of this whole situation, and him being completely ridiculous. And honestly, I'm ridiculous too, because at the end of the day, that was not the last time I dealt with that man. And then me and him, after this point, didn't talk for like years and years and years and years. And then I started talking to him again, and he started doing fuck shit again.
And that's why she gonna keep going through this. Duh.
It was just a lot. It was a whole fucking lot, okay? Just too much. But that is all for today, friends.